The VK-1602 Leopard is a German Tier 5 light tank. The design of the VK-1602, known as the Leopard, was based on the Panzer II Auf J and Panzer II Auf M that have been developed earlier. A dummy vehicle was made between May and June 1942, and the first prototype was built on the September 1st, 1942. According to Panzer Program 41, that provided for the manufacturing of 339 vehicles, mass production was to be launched in April 1943, but it was never started. Later, the Leopard turret was mounted on the Puma. And before we get into some gameplay, let's just see the main features of this tank. Although this vehicle is primarily a light tank, it is also a versatile vehicle. Some of the main features are good signal and view range. It also has a good armor for a Tier 5 Scout, which is basically the same as the armor on the M4 Sherman. This armor makes the tank great for ramming on other light tanks and the artillery. Also, the key feature of this tank is the 3 cm autocannon, which has high penetration and good burst damage. With this autocannon, Leopard is able to destroy Tier 4 light tanks in 2 seconds. When fully upgraded, this tank is also very mobile and it can turn very quickly, but until you get the upgrade, the vehicle has less turn speed than most of the tanks of its tier. The Leopard tracks are huge in size, so you can get tracked pretty easily in this tank. And also the 3 cm autocannon, which is pretty great sometimes, can leave you wanting when you are playing in higher tier games, as it doesn't have enough penetration. And due to the long reload of the autocannon, the DPM is pretty low. In World of Tanks, the VK-1602 Leopard leads to the VK-2801, but let's see how it fares in some gameplay. Hello guys, and welcome back to World of Tanks Ace Tanker series. As you can see, today we'll be driving the German Tier 5 light tank. It's the VK-1602 Leopard, and we are going to be playing on the map Sand River on the assault game mode. So yeah, as you can see, I got a decent matchup here. It's Tier 6 tanks mostly and a couple of Tier 5s. So I'm going to do pretty well in this matchup because this tank is a, well, I have to say beast, even though it's a Tier 5 tank. It is a pretty decent tank, and we're just going to see what you can do in this kind of matchup. Now, before we begin, I would like to ask you, how did you like the intro that you saw in this replay? This is something that I was thinking about doing for a long time, and just when I want to talk about the tank, I want to say some of the basic statistics. So I did that in this replay, if I could say so. Just want to see what's your reaction. How do you like the new way of making videos? Is this something that you would like to see in the future? And well, just give me some feedback if you could in the comment section down below. It would be great. So to continue with the game, as you can see, I'm spotting on the middle ridge here. Actually, I'm trying to finish off this M7. It's a decent target for me. It doesn't really have any armor, so the 90mm gun could, the 3 cm gun can really rip that tank apart if I just could auto-aim on him and unload the clip. And I was talking about the gun. The gun is decent. You have 90mm penetration with the standard shells, and that's something that you could, just when you're playing in Tier 6, that's more than enough when you're encountering tanks that you're going to shoot in Tier 6, because most of the tanks, well, some of the heavy tanks do have a lot of armor from the front, but basically when you're playing your light tank, you're going to flank them and you're going to shoot them from the side. Now, you saw there that the dispersion of the gun is not that great when you're shooting at long range. Also, the penetration drops significantly when you are shooting your autocannons on long range, so keep that in mind if you are trying to snipe with this tank. You definitely should not snipe with this tank. The best bet for you is to find the side or the rear assault tank and just unload the clip fully. Now, there's nothing for me on this side. As you can see on the minimap, a lot of my tanks is on this side, so what I can do is at least spot the other side or just try and support the Scaut T-24 that went down. Now that Scaut didn't spot anything, so it is being attacked by the Cromwell, and I decide to help him here. And this is one of the mistakes that I make in this replay. Now you saw me here trying to shoot on the Cromwell, and I had to go far down and just wasn't able to stop. So I dropped down, and yeah, I'm in a problem now. I am reloading 60 seconds, and if the Cromwell knows this, you're just going to go out and finish me off. But the Cromwell misses one time, and I do duke him here. I go forward, he is thinking that I have to reload, ready, but I didn't have the reload ready. The problem is that the Cromwell shot me twice and he shot my ammo rack twice. It's not that you get ammo racked 2 times in this tank pretty easily, but this was, well, I don't know, either he was just lucky or he has some mods that just, I am complaining about the mods. Yeah, so basically I'm going to reload 30 something seconds with the autocannon now, and well, we are going to see a lot of these situations when I'm trying to find the target from distance and shoot at it. Because now when I'm on 170 HP I really cannot go in and try and finish off the tanks with my autocannon, because, well, if I unload the autocannon and don't finish them off, I'm going to get wrecked, basically. So yeah, the game is going very well for us. As you can see here, the enemy tanks have lost 2 of their tier 6 tanks. That's pretty good. And well, we have the control of the 0 and 9 lines, so basically we can move from that position towards the cap and just force the enemies to come towards us. Now you can see that this Skoda T-24 is attacking the Panzer IV, and well, I just want to help him. I just want to come in. Oh my god, this is so nice. So I just want to come in and just unload on the Skoda, and this is what you can expect when you're shooting from short distances like this. You can, well, pretty much do 360 damage, I believe, if you penetrate every one of your shots. That should be the average damage that you do. So yeah, you can see that we are still pushing on the 8 and 9 line. The big tank destroyer here is the Su-100Y, so basically you can one-shot half of the tanks in my team. So what I'm going to do here is something that, well, you don't want to do that if you don't have the fast tank. If you get one shot by the Su-100Y, don't say I didn't warn you. So the Su-100Y is not looking at me. And yeah, 300 damage with the autocannon. This is what I was talking about. When you get a decent tier match, when you get the tier 6 match, and that is the lowest I believe that you can get in this tank. When you find the tier 6 tanks, you can just unload on them and do more than half of their HP into damage, which is pretty great when you consider it that you're trying a tank that can be one-shot by a ice tank. Yeah, something that you should consider. Now, even though I'm just reloading here, I am also trying to spot for my team. And this is one of the things that I said in the comments. You can just finish off the tier 4 tanks like this artillery that was here. I am reloading, as I said, 30-something seconds, and well, I'm not wasting time. I'm always ahead of my team, I'm always spotting. This is something that you should do in your light tanks. And even though we are playing on the, well, it is the assault map, we could win this one just by capping, and you can see that most of the tanks are capping. I just want to score some of hits on the enemies. I just want to do some more damage, maybe get some kills, and well, that would be great for a light tank like this one. And you can expect to do, well, if you unload a couple of clips, you can expect to do 500-600 damage pretty easily here. And when you are able to unload, just like I did here on the T-150, you can expect to do a lot more damage, because even though you are a light tank, a lot of times the tanks are not going to focus you, they are going to focus the immediate threat. In this case that was the ARLV-39. So while the T-150 was focusing him, I came from the back, or should I say I shot his back and finished him off. Now 2 tanks left here, it's the Panzer IV-H and the Rudy. Just going to try and find a shot here on the Rudy. It would be great if I could get the 6th kill and the Top Gun medal, but as you can see, we capped this one. That's a GG, and let's take a look at post-game stats. So pretty decent game here, 5 medals and one of them being the Mastery Badge Ace Tanker. On the team score sheet, 1310 experience, first by damage, first by experience, and 5 kills. And on the detail report, pretty decent accuracy even though I was firing at long range. Also 54,000 credits in profit. So at the end, a quick analysis of the gameplay. So the potential of the tank is huge when you get yourself into a tier 6 game. One of the main features of the tank, as I said, is the view range, and you can use that to passively or actively spot the positions of the enemy team. But sometimes spotting is not the only thing that you want to do in your light tanks. And the same goes for this replay, as I forced myself into a bad position and I had to fight my way out. Even though I got armor wrecked twice, I didn't give up, and at the end I was able to pull through and do some more damage, and also finish first with the experience and the damage done in this game. And this should be the conclusion, and this should be the lesson that you can learn from this replay. So if you are in a bad position, you should not give up, you always try and find the solution, and sometimes, as you can see in this replay, it pays out in the end. As always guys, if you liked the video, leave a like. If you didn't like the video, you can leave a dislike. Leave a comment what you think about the new video. I am thinking about doing more of these videos, and I just want to know your thoughts on this one. Also, if you don't know what to watch next, you can watch the previous video with the VK3601H, where we are talking about random games in general. And at the end, if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, you can do it now. Hope you guys like this one, and I'll see you in the next one.